SS7 privacy tool. Mobile network infrastructure at growing risk from cyber attack. After years of warnings, mobile network hackers exploit SS7 force going back out. This is in the past one. April 24th and March 28th. Okay, so you can see there's an ongoing, clear, present danger, not just to mobile networks, but to the financial infrastructure that's been built on this SS7 quicksand. So, as I said, I don't want to be too this topic. This is a problem. You can see the headlines are now ventilating it. But there are some mitigants. They cost money, these mitigants. Now, there is a way, there is an upgrade path to SS7. Okay? Unfortunately, it's very, very expensive. And I make the analogy of if you want to upgrade from SS7, it would be the equivalent of pulling out all the copper wire in the country and replacing it with fiber. Nobody's going to do that. It's just too expensive. It's impractical. And besides which, you would have to make sure that everybody in that chain of SS7, that interconnectivity, so that when you move, when you roam, the network that you're roaming on is also upgraded. It's not going to happen, which means you can't roam. Okay? So you need everybody to be on the same system to get away from this SS7 vulnerability. Not going to happen anytime soon because we're all used to roaming, we're all used to SMSs. So we've got to make do with what we have. Now LTE, which is the latest technology, does have some security in it, but it has backwards compatibility to GSM. So because not all phones are LTE, you've got to have that backwards compatibility, which means if you've got backwards compatibility, you still have that vulnerability baked in. So there we are. So we've got to come up with some mitigants which are not as expensive as pulling out all the copper wire equivalent in the country. But the important point is that a lot of the hardware that goes into mitigating this really fingerprinting transactions to see if somebody's trying to intrude into a SS7 network. That should be done with the hardware put in at the signal transfer point, which I showed you earlier and I want to emphasize. So a lot of these intruders going on SS7 are just emulating, what should I say, authentic in inverted commas, SS7 messages. But they're authentic but used for nefarious purposes. So they're saying, okay, I'm a roaming network and I need to find out where Leon's located, right? Which base stations he's on. So that's an authentic message. It's not just being used by a hacker or a bad actor for nefarious purposes. So this is what they do. It's a Trojan of sorts on. It's a Trojan effectively on authentic SS7 messages. So you've got to have some intelligence inside the network that says, okay, these messages might be legit, authentic, but they've been used by the wrong actor, not a non-authorized actor for non-authorized purposes. Okay, so a lot of hardware out there that can do this. It just needs to be put in by MNOs, and it's very expensive, and a lot of them aren't doing it. Although the GSMA, which is the Industry Association, the GSM for mobile operators, has recommended this. Okay, so you can also implement the NIST BIS ISO 27000 series standards. What you also need is regular coordination, private partnerships, and a lot of red teaming exercises to push the envelope and see if the networks are indeed vulnerable. But again, these headlines show that it's happening every single day. Okay, so there's another vulnerability that's not necessarily the SS7, which is the network infrastructure layer, but it's at the base station level. So fake base stations, otherwise known as IMSI catchers. IMSI because that's the serial number inside your phone. And essentially what it does, what they do here is that they act as this face-to-face base station, so that any data that you're sending through to a real base station, a tower, is intercepted by the bad actor, okay, through this IMSI catcher device. Now you can imagine you're an agent and you're doing a transaction, okay, with your phone, and you need to put in your PIN, okay. Guy in the middle, person in the middle, IMSI catcher, captures all your data. Okay, so this is the fake base station. So just in case you think that this is in the realm of rocket scientists, this is really easy. This is sub $400 US to build this. Actually, it's cheaper now. That's $400 including the laptop mic. Okay. So you can go onto eBay or some other place and buy this very simple baseband card. Last price I checked the other day was $174 US for this baseband card. Doesn't come with the phones, doesn't come with the laptop. But what you do with this laptop is you just download this free base station software called OpenBTS. It's Linux, and you're up and running with a fake base station, and that will intercept anything within the area. Okay. That unfortunately is very prevalent. There are lots of reports. There was some reports last week in the Washington DC area where these IMSI catchers are all over the shop. The more sophisticated ones can actually record phone calls. Okay. So it's a big problem. It's a privacy problem. It's a security problem. All in one. So what's the mitigants for this? Well, actually detecting. It's very difficult to detect because that is now actually you can attach to a tablet. Okay. Just to tell you, interestingly, those two antennas. One antenna is for picking up the signal. The other antenna is for jamming. Why? It's because a lot of the phones will be on LTE, which I said to you is more secure. So the hacker says, well, look, it's more secure, I'm not going to get any good data out of this, so what do? I jam the LTE signal with that other antenna. So your phone is intelligent. I don't have an LTE signal. Let's go find myself a signal. Let's be nice to be on. And it goes and finds a unsecured GSM signal using SS7. Presto. They've now opened the keys to the vault. They don't care about LTE security. They just jam it. So the fallback takes you back to GSM. That's how clever these things are. Okay. So as I said, you can hide this entire thing. I can essentially hide this entire thing in my jacket. If I've got a tablet that it's like, okay. So how do you detect this? Very tricky, but easy. You can download the software. There's lots of Android software. I don't think there's a iPhone version. I don't think Apple. Last time I checked, wasn't there. I don't think Apple allowed, but it's plenty of these Android, and you can detect whether or not the IMSI catcher is in effect. Now, just a warning that if you are going to download this, it drains your battery because it's constantly looking for a new signal. So, just as a toy, use it, but if you need your phone for the day, then don't do it. But if you're a professional looking out for this IMSI catcher software is very good. Okay, but at a more professional level, you've got these IMSI catcher. I know it's a mouthful, but that's what it's called. It's IMSI catcher. Devices which regulators use and which the MNOs use. And they can triangulate. Sometimes they put the IMSI catchers on a building and they can triangulate where the person is, or they drive around in a van. As I said, it's very difficult hiding an IMSI catcher in my pocket, which I can now. Okay, so let's talk about the next level of vulnerability, the financial infrastructure service provider level. So here we've seen, and I'll give you one example, attacks on central banks, believe it or not, a central bank, bank switches and DFSP networks, and amounts to phishing to some degree. So here's the famous one that everybody refers to, the Bangladesh bank heist. Should be a movie someday. February 2016. Essentially, what happened is using this off-the-shelf malware, thieves gained credentials, access to Bangladesh Bank SWIFT credentials. Now, SWIFT is the way money flows around the world, all goes to the SWIFT network. So when you put in, you go to do a transfer overseas, ask for the SWIFT number, routing number, and that's to route the money to the bank where it's going. Okay, so every bank, every financial institution has got a SWIFT account and SWIFT credentials. And Bangladesh Bank, which is the Central Bank of Bangladesh, had a keeps its money in the New York Fed, in New York City where I'm from, down the road from. Okay, and that's the building. So they issued instructions on a Friday night to New York Fed to transfer $951 million and using these codes. And they managed to do a couple of them until somebody, now number one, everybody was off work in Bangladesh, they were fast asleep. And there was one or two skeleton staff at the New York Fed. Okay? So hit the sweet spot. Do your social engineering, so to speak, to figure out when the sweet spot for an attack is. And that's what they did, Friday night. So, fortunately or unfortunately, most of that money was, the eagle-eyed person in New York Fed stopped a whole lot of transactions, actually picked up the phone to Bangladesh Bank and said, ladies and gentlemen, there's something going on here. Do you want your entire balance removed from the New York Fed? And of course they said, of course not, what's going on? So they put a stop to the transfers, but I think it was about $109 million got out. A lot of it went to Filipino casinos, which have got zero, believe it or not, zero anti-money laundering controls. And they cashed it out in chips. Okay? Off it went. So 101 million taken from the account. I think they recovered, since recovered 19 million more of that. But this was an attack via SWIFT on Bangladesh Bank, the central bank. I mean, if you can hit the central bank, okay. So SWIFT, as a mitigant, has advised banks using the SWIFT Alliance Access Protocol to strengthen their cybersecurity posture and ensure they follow the SWIFT security guidelines. So that's kind of an explanatory memorandum they sent out saying, follow this and all shall be okay, kind of. So at the customer level, now we've got some vulnerabilities there too. So on handset security, SIM swaps, phone number spoofing, fake phones. So I'm only going to review those. But here's an important side done by a good friend and colleague of mine, Professor Kevin Butler at the University of Florida, who worked with me here at the on the DFS Focus Group and works with me at Figgy. So this is about 2 years old data, but it's still relevant in the sense that it's emblematic of a bigger problem. It's people who design these mobile money, mobile banking, DFS, mobile payment apps don't do a good job. The data leaks. They use very standard programming that they don't even, how shall I put this? They don't even take cognizance of the fact that there have been breaches of, say, Android. Okay? So they still code in the incorrect way for old versions. So the data leaks, and this is what Professor Butler and his team investigated and found vulnerabilities in these apps. And the reason I'm putting it up there is that they contacted all the providers, and there were a lot more than these, and said, ladies and gentlemen, we've done vulnerability testing on your mobile money DFS apps, or mobile banking apps, and we found these vulnerabilities. And they got no response from many of them, so they sent it out again. And then they got a response. And after a while, they published a paper. So the people that didn't respond, saying we're going to fix it up, got put in the paper, and that paper got picked up with the Wall Street Journal and went viral. Okay, so smack. And Professor Buckley's team are still working on these. I'm working with them on some cybersecurity initiatives. So I'm always interested to see his data. What he's now working on are Java apps, which are being used on some feature phones as a sort of interim step between to smartphones. So they are app-based. They are secure in the sense that the data is usually encrypted over SMS, but the apps themselves are secure. So, believe it or not, this is a problem. I mean, you would have thought, but it's a problem. The actual financial apps themselves, not just the network. So another little problem are fake phones. So fake phones or counterfeit phones, excuse me, or stolen phones. Now, when a phone is stolen, it's invariably, well, it depends on the country, but the serial number called the IMEI number, which is a 16-digit number which you can find on your phone right now by pressing star #06#, you'll see the 16-digit number come up. That is usually low.